All right, welcome to the Sci-Fi Express Lane. This is your boy, Jeff Carroll, your man, your king, whatever salutation you want to give me. Sci-fi writer, comic book creator, filmmaker, you name it. This is where I vent, right? And today is Valentine's Day. I'm going to try to get this video up today, but if I put it up and you don't see it till tomorrow, it is what it is. I am not doing anything on Valentine's Day probably until tomorrow, so it's not happening. And I don't know how I'm going to address it, but what I want to talk about today is a dream that I had. Some might say it's a nightmare. It was just something, and I don't know what you call it. I didn't get scared, but it was frustrating, right? I have been thinking about space a lot. I have a story in the space funk anthology that's coming out, so I'm going to start talking about that because it is something that I feel is very important for black people, right? I think it's a really good concept. I think black people need to think about space and all of that. Even before, like, I saw some videos that dealt with racism and I posted them on my Facebook page, but before I even saw the video, I was thinking about racism in space. I have a story that deals with, that includes, it's not basically all of it, but includes white space travelers, space people invading a black planet. And that's really the basic core of it. And it's not necessarily racism at all. It is just two different groups of people. Racism at the time will be something, you know, in my universe is something that Earth has, and this isn't on Earth. So it's not racism, but it is two distinct groups of people. And actually more than two. And then I said, man, the optics are that it's black and white, or African, whatever you want to call us, and European. But even though they're not from Europe, this is a different planet, so they're not European. There's no Caucasian mountains, but they are white people, right? And so I thought of, yo, do I want to have racism in space? Do I want to have, and I don't mind racial conflict, right? But do I want to have racism like white power structure oppressing a black people in a space story? What? You know, that is ridiculous, because in my story, the setup might sound like something like that might happen, but they're fighting from equal platforms. It ain't no, you know, this ain't Dune, you know, I don't know, whatever. This ain't brother from another planet. Don't get it twisted, you know. So, like, I wonder, like, I was also looking at this Mace Windu comic book that's coming up, and probably even the Mace Windu book that Stephen Barnes got coming out. And I know Stephen Barnes, so we talk about race and racism all the time. I don't think that would preoccupy his story, but I'm wondering, you know, what this Mace Windu story might include. I'm waiting for some part of Star Wars to recognize racial differences, because they certainly make they make an effort to diversify their cast for the viewing audience, right? But how much of that is the actual people in Star Wars aware of? Do they see a difference between Princess Leia and Han Solo and Lando Calrissian and Mace Windu? You know, I know they may see a difference between Yoda, but is there other differences? Do they see race? And my nightmare or my dream was that, Mace Windu or somebody, in that universe dealt with racial oppression. And you can't. It's too much. No way. I don't want black people to even be the slightest minority in space. That's a problem that I already have with Star Wars, but they have racial diversity. The reason why I say that is because we're not even the minorities here on Earth. Why the heck would people of color that we call black, because they want to say, it's just talking about black and Africans. Well, even if you just say Africans, we are not the minority on Earth. You can say Chinese people have 1 billion people, but Africa got that. When you want to look at Aborigines, Australians, you want to look at Indians from India. I don't know what you want to call South Americans and Central Americans. You can't call them white. We call them people of color. So that's geographically the majority of Earth, right? So even if there's no way to paint a universe as majority white. Make it racial diverse, but I'm not accepting black people in the minority. Now, we have a Space Funk book coming up. I don't expect black people to write white people dominating space. God dog it, if we do, I'm going to be upset. And I've been upset before. I don't know who wrote Brother from Another Planet. But, and I don't, and shoot, I might go the other way, but shoot, I might accept that more. One of the first few sci-fi books I read was Zorro, and then another one, I can't remember the name, the Osgards, and Zorro is my favorite science fiction book. Space travelers come to Earth and they dominate space, and they come to Earth and they see white people dominating black people. So they have a problem with that. And that's like beautiful for me. That's like, dreaming of a hero. That's like, oh shoot, Beowulf came, or Superman is here to save us. We got black people that dominate space coming to Earth. They got a problem with racism. Oh, this is superhero right there. Set up straight. Take me to your leader. All that good stuff. And then the Oscars was the first space story I read in probably the modern science fiction writing time. And that was a group of black space travelers. We don't know if they dominated space or not. They crash land on Earth during slavery. And it's almost like a space kindred. I think that's an Octavia Butler book. And that wasn't that. I didn't really like that concept. Shout outs to the brother for doing it, but I'm not a big fan of, slavery stories. If it ain't, you going back in time and blowing up slavery, then I don't want any, we've had all of those. We lost slavery, white people feel good stories. Nah, I ain't got time for that, right? I don't want no more 12 years a slave. 12 years a champion, whatever. 12,000 years of championship. That should be our story. But anyway, my story was like dealing with, and it wasn't even deep. It was just the realization that we were dealing with the same type of white oppression in space that we did on Earth. Now, I don't mind if it's a planet. It can be a whole solar system, planetary system that has white domination. That's fine. The universe is unlimited. They better not dominate the universe. And if they dominate the solar system, then there better be a couple of black dominated solar systems that handle that. Okay? No way, man. No way. No. I like Star Wars. Let's not even deal with it. I don't deal with it in my story. However, for the Earth people, for us right now, yeah, there's black people, in space. And we dealing with white people. And, probably more people of color than there are white people because there's only one white. It is what it is. You know, now I can try to go different types of species, you know, but color is got more variety than white. So it's not, I'm not writing Star Trek. Star Trek gave them ears, nose, foreheads, everything to give you still white people. You understand what I'm saying? And when they gave you people of color, they was from an African planet, some over-oppressive, medium, passive Indian planet. It was just stupid. I don't even know if they had an Asian planet, right? And now the new Star Trek just don't deal with race at all. You get there, it'd be like black people married to white people. You're like, all right, that's fine. They not see no difference. Is there any genetic hierarchy? Not hierarchy. Is there any genetic dominant traits? You know what I'm saying? Make it not about race and make the white gene dominant. Oh, snap. Okay, that would be different. I might use that. All right, but that would be different. So I don't know, you know, I don't want to deal with racism in space. Planetary feelings, cultural oppression, no doubt. Variations of racism, maybe, but not the same way we have it here. There's no way that white people dominate space over people of color. Yeah, they got Russia, they got all the superpowers here on Earth, and this is a really white-dominated period of time. But even on Earth, this period of time is only maybe 200 years old, maybe 500 if you say the explorers started the domination. You know, a Spanish Inquisition isn't 500 years old. You know, slavery here isn't 500 years old. So, you know, the white domination of Earth ain't that old. Rome wasn't white. It was multicultural. It moved into Europe and it died as a European empire. Persians wasn't white. Greeks never dominated the world. Vikings only ruled in the northern European world. So white domination of Earth is still a new thing. We've had civilization since the building of the pyramids. I mean, before that, you know. So we don't even know how far back, you know, people of color civilizations go. We just say, you know, they go back to, what do you call it? They go back to Egypt. But there's pyramids in Ethiopia, and there's structures in South Africa that's older than the pyramids, older than the step pyramid of Zoser, you know, older than Imhotep's pyramid, okay? That goes back 5,000 BC, which is 7,000 years ago, but we got it before that. That's a lot of years. 7,000? That's 7,000. White people haven't even dominated for 700 years. So how can we imagine a white-dominated space? That's just giving them unrealistic power. I mean, like I said, I go the other way. I give my black people unrealistic power in space. But what was Egypt? It was a black empire. Okay? We've had, and how long did Egypt reign? When did Egypt fall? 2000 BC, 1700 BC? When did they, you know, when did Egypt fall? 1200 BC? Okay, so we're talking 7,000 years. 1200 BC is only 3,000 years. 3,000 years, 3,200 years. That's barely half of 7,000. Okay? So black people dominated Earth for that long. Okay? So I don't know. I mean, y'all tell me. That's how I feel. I feel that if I was to write a black dominant universe, it would be more justified than a white dominated universe. And especially with the population of Earth, it doesn't even seem realistic, because people of color still are the majority on Earth. Have been so since before Europeans were without pigment. Okay, they've even say the first Europeans was people of color. So come on. Anyway, that's my soapbox for today. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Happy Black History Month. Happy Valentine's Day. Whatever you want to celebrate. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. But yeah, I'm going to talk about that probably tomorrow or Friday. All right. Anyway, I'm out. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. No white dominated space. I'm out.